Let's face it, superhero games usually suck big time. There are a few out there that are hidden cult classic gems, and even fewer that reach good, let alone great game status. Spider-Man is one of the latter, and without a doubt sits at the top of the list of best superhero games to date. This is no easy feat, mind you, as superhero games come along with all sorts of hype and high expectations. But the developer Insomniac has delivered a superhero adventure that delivers not only a great superhero game, but one of the best games of the year. This review will be spoiler free, so I won't go into the story or reveal any characters, but what you should know is that this story doesn't suck. It is a gripping, up and down, serious yet funny story that wouldn't be out of place on the big screen. This game isn't connected to the Marvel universe of the movies, but it is delivered with the same big budget feel and tone. Spider-Man has a crapload of references to other Marvel games, movies, and television shows, so there are plenty of Easter eggs to keep your eyes and ears open for. There have been plenty of Spider-Man as well as many other superhero games in the past. This Spider-Man has taken the good from many of the other past games and refined these aspects to make one hell of a Spider-Man game. While there are some minor hiccups like some lackluster side missions, it's hard to find any major flaws with this game. Web slinging and swinging around Manhattan has never felt better. Spidey's movements are fast and fluid, feel weighty and responsive, and react to the different objects around the environment. Instead of clipping through a fire escape, Spidey may zip through them. To keep momentum, he might swing around a light pole. The locomotion system that Insomniac has come up with is one of the most thrill and traversal mechanics in any video game. So much so that I rarely ever use the fast travel option. And controlling Spidey is easy. You can simply hold the button to web swing, or you can slow down time and fast zip to fine tune your movements. But Spidey isn't just all webs. He also has some mad parkour skills that will allow him to quickly jump, hop, and skip over obstacles on the ground, and then transition fluidly into web swinging. But you wouldn't truly be Spider-Man if you couldn't web up some punks and thugs. Thankfully, Spider-Man gives you plenty of opportunities and different ways to take out Manhattan's criminal scum, all without killing them, of course. The combat plays much like the other great superhero games of the Arkham series. In fact, it seems much of Spider-Man has pulled some of its content from the good old Batman games. Combat is simple yet hard to perfect, with only a few buttons to press for attacks and other moves. You can chain multiple attacks for incredible combos, and Spidey will be zipping, skipping, dipping, and flipping all over the screen without one drop in frames. The game runs smooth, fast, and is incredibly satisfying when you can take out an enemy base with one long combo. In combat, with the direct approach, you can use your fist, webs, gadgets, and nimble moves to take out criminals, and they can even take out each other if you time your dodges right. Objects in the environment can be destroyed or used to take out your enemies. You can also stay out of sight and stealthily take them out, webbing them up one by one till you have a building decorated with inmates and biker thugs. Everything just feels right with the combat, and it doesn't slow the game down unless you want it to. Even in stealth mode, Spidey can take out enemies fast and without alerting others. Of course, you can always choose to stalk your prey a bit, take your time, lure them into a dark alley, and take them out with a nice web-slinging cinematic. These cinematics blend flawlessly into gameplay. Canned animations and cutscenes will end with the player taking control of Spidey with no load screens, changing graphics, or screen stutter. It is a slick presentation that keeps the game flowing and the player engaged in the game world. Insomniac has done an incredible job of keeping players engaged. Any of the many suits you can unlock will also be shown in cut and load screens, as well as the fast travel loads, which can be pretty hilarious. Whatever suit you are wearing will be shown from then on out until you change it. The cinematics and gameplay are strengthened by the incredible graphics and sound. First, Spider-Man is a beautiful game, especially on the PS4 Pro. There is nothing like scaling a tall building, perching on a ledge and overlooking the city. A city that goes on as far as the eye can see, with hundreds of pedestrians and vehicles down below. You can capture any of these moments with the game's photo mode, which can be used at any point in the game. I found myself constantly entering photo mode to capture some awesome action and views. Insomniac's Manhattan is one of the best representations to date, with a city that feels alive. People are living their normal day-to-day lives until Spidey passes by, reacting with some kind or harsh words or maybe even a high five. The sound effects, ambient music, and voiceover work are all superb. The acting in Spider-Man is top-notch, and it is something you would see and hear from a big-budget movie. In fact, it's better than some movies. There are hundreds of different sounds in the world of Spider-Man, but it is the nice little touches like Spidey struggling to talk while fighting or swinging that helps bring a realistic feel to this comic world. So Spider-Man gets a 10 out of 10 and a buy now. Insomniac has created a masterpiece in Spider-Man with a memorable story, engaging gameplay, superb sound, boss fights that don't overstay their welcome, and a fully realized gaming world. They've taken some proven gaming mechanics from other games, refined them, and gave PS4 owners a must-have game. This is a system seller, so if you don't have a PS4, get your hands on one to be Spider-Man. And remember, if you like the review, maybe subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Till next time, keep on gaming.